Mayor, thank you so much for being here, being available, engineering this gorgeous day for us.
Isn't this perfect?
It's
awesome. A wonderful day,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that bridge behind you. I know you have some distinct thoughts about what should happen with the I-5 bridge.
Right. So both states have been working on this for over 7 years, and we're looking at that modified locally preferred alternative. The middle of July, 7 agencies will be voting on that LPA. I understand TriMet just passed the resolution, so that's one of the 8. But we're looking forward to replacing it, putting light rail in, bringing it over just to downtown Vancouver. It'll stop right there next to our beautiful library. But then we'll have the study of one auxiliary lane. We have a full bridge planned. So the IBR program knows that right now we just have 3 little lanes. We'll have shoulder, aux lane, doubling the size of that bridge and making it a full bridge. We're looking forward to it.
And I read somewhere that there were concerns that at least one of the designs might interfere with the waterfront area here.
No, I'm sure that is a concern, but the engineers have figured out how to thread that needle on our side of the river. We need to drop it into its same little slot between the National Park Service and our city. We'll make it happen, so they'll build it on the downstream side of the current bridge, and it'll swing right into that area.
Okay. And as we have airplanes going overhead, how does that impact the city?
It always does. But that is part of the reason why a lot of people actually move into the Portland, or like we enjoy saying, the Vancouver metropolitan area, because it's 2 hours to the mountains, 2 hours to the beach, and it's close to PDX. I can get from my home to the parking lot in the long-term parking at PDX, get through the security, and have a cup of coffee in 21 minutes. Nice. We appreciate PDX, but we also have our own little Pearson Airport that we'll be keeping even through the bridge project.
I think that was one of the best spins I've ever had on a comment like the noise from the airplane.
That's right, but it's also, we know that we have the military that fly over, the sound of freedom, if you would. As we see them practice and they take off 2 and 4 at a time, they're loud and noisy, but it's also that security that we absolutely need, because they are not just for Oregon, they're for Washington and Seattle and everything else.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about the commute, because you yourself did that commute
Yes.
for 30 years as a school teacher in Lake Oswego.
So I started teaching in Lake Oswego, married into Vancouver. 24 of those years were commuting across that bridge. And each fall had to add another 5 minutes to that morning commute, to the point that we were leaving at 6 in the morning to get to first period class. Wow. So I know that commute. In fact, never made it home on that first night when we were signing the papers to the House, a semi-jackknife in the middle of that northbound bridge. Never made it
Classic,
home.
classic.
So we know how important that is, not just to the commuters, but to all the freight coming up out of the Port of Vancouver. They need the reliability that they can get over that bridge in a timely manner. And everything from Portland comes north to Seattle.
All right, but as far as the people that live here and commute to Portland, what is it about this community that makes it so special that people like you are willing to put up with that?
Well, 70,000 people do that. Part of the reason, and it was the same reason for us, we couldn't afford our home in Portland. We had a little better affordability here in the Vancouver-Clark County area. Some people will come because we have no income tax. Some people will be coming over here because their jobs are over here. They might work over, or they might live in Portland and they commute in a reverse. And we're seeing more and more of that. But I think it's because we have good schools. We can live, work, and play here. We have Vancouver Symphony. Yay, how exciting. We have the parks, we have the trails, we have livability issues, very similar to Portland. It's just a little bit different, maybe a little bit calmer. We have about 1/4 of the population that Portland has. A lot of the same amenities, just a little quieter maybe.
What about the growth, though? Because there is growth here, huh?
There is. We're 195,000. You could take Tiger, Tualatin, and Beaverton population, add them up, and we're larger than that. People don't realize we are the second largest city in the entire Vancouver metropolitan area. 52 square miles and growing. 5,000 people every year come to this, our little city. We'll be at 200,000 here in no time at all. Along with that come all of the issues that you would imagine. We have 10,000 apartment and housing units in the construction pipeline right now. We have businesses growing. We just put shovel in the dirt for a company that is building a 366,000 square foot building, the largest we'll ever have seen. But yes, we have people stealing catalytic converters. Yes, we have people stealing cars. Yes, we have homelessness. We have the same issues that all of the mayors, the 27 in Oregon, in that area, the 8 over on our side, we have the same issues. We might be solving it in a different manner. We have different funding opportunities that Oregon doesn't have. Our sales tax went way up during pandemic. Everyone stayed home, didn't travel over the bridge, bought stuff, and the sales tax went up. So we just have different opportunities that we use to solve our problems, but we learn from each other. We learned about Portland's parklets, where restaurants can go out onto the sidewalk and onto the street to serve food. And so we adopted it and people love it. So we're learning from each other.
Very nice. And this development is spectacular.
It is.
5 years ago, there was nothing here, right?
I know. When people will come for the first time, they're a little shocked because it happened so quickly in their mind. It took 17 years, 5 different election cycles with all the different mayors and councilors to make this happen, and staff, oh my goodness. We had to work with BNSF and talk them into letting us cut 2 holes in their berm so that we had access. This was industrial, this was contaminated. This was old industrial, paper mill, aluminum mill. We had to rebuild the banks. We had a flood during that time. We kept building piers, water kept coming into our holes that they were pouring concrete into. We had to work with a number of different partners to make this happen. And we thought it was going to take a long time. But as soon as that first one went up, every other developer around kept looking at us with a different set of eyes. Boom, boom, boom. It started happening. 21 different parcels. I think we have 2 that are not purchased yet. Everything else, and you can see behind me, things are going up. We've had cranes now, even during the pandemic. Lots of activity over here.
It's got to warm your heart to see so many people out and so many things to do out here.
Did you see the babies in the water? They were, some of them still in their diapers. They had their shoes off, walking up and down that water feature. Elders sitting on the edge, dabbling in the water. Just a fun opportunity, whether it's wineries or the one coffee shop or the ice cream or all the different restaurants. People want to be out and about. They want to sit, they want to look at the water. There's something about going to the water. And beautiful sky. We got done with all of that spring rain, and so now we have people wanting to be out, and it's peaceful, it's restful, it's summertime. How exciting.